Ladies and gentlemen, I'm joined now by the man responsible for bringing Top Gun Maverick to the big screen, Mr. Tom Cruise!
Thank you, Alex. It's wonderful to have a Leicester Square premiere again.
It's lovely, isn't it? It's great to be here.
I know.
You've come back in style, though. Look how big it is.
I know, everyone looks so lovely. It's wonderful. We got to have royal premieres every time. Everyone's going to dress up like this. You guys don't dress up like this for me.
So, Tom, let's talk. It's been over 30 years since the original Top Gun.
36 to be exact.
Years.
36 years.
How
37 years since we've made it.
And why is now the right time, the perfect time to put the sequel on cinema screens around the world?
Look, all I can say is that we made this for the big screen. Obviously, it took a lot for me to decide to do it, and I've thought about doing it, and everywhere I've traveled over 36 years and been fortunate enough to go to all over the world, and people have asked for this film, and I never wanted to disappoint the audience, and I felt like we finally had an opportunity to do something special for them, and that's why, and we had the right group of people making it, and so we just said, okay, if we're going to do it now.
And boy, have you done it! It's an incredible movie, absolutely incredible. But what was the thing you really had to get right? Because I'm sure there's been a sequel.
Yeah, all of it. Look, with every film, I always want to get it right. When you're making a sequel to something like this, you have to try to understand what it is in a manner that you're embracing what an audience wants. And I make many different kinds of films, and I had to sit everyone down and just say, you think you know what Top Gun is? I've spent 36 years thinking about this. And we all sat down to watch what is the movie. And I've talked to audiences and from people from all over the world. I would say, what is it that you like about it? And to really try to understand and try to bring that to the screen for them in a way that is also another chapter in Maverick's life, so that as an audience pulls Top Gun off of their shelf, DVD or however they're going to watch it, I wanted this next chapter to be that next step, that next progression.
And as you mentioned, obviously, that original film...
we had to have music, we had to have, just elements of that character. And you wanted Maverick still to be Maverick, but it's a different time period. And, we were fortunate. I remember when Lady Gaga, we were working on the score, and just every element in the movie is important. And particularly, when you're talking about the music on this film, and we were looking for a sound. We have Harold Faltermeyer, we have that tone. Obviously, Harold's in there, and there's other, great artists that came. And there was a certain point, though, we were trying to find what is the sound of this movie. And Gaga sent the song over to us, and I'll forever be grateful to her, because it was like, this is the heartbeat of our movie, and it became part of our score in the film. And it was, I'm very grateful to that. So every aspect.
Obviously, another of the aspects which greatly appeals to me, and I'm sure a lot of people, are the just out of this world aerial combat sequences. Talk me through, I guess, A, how you approach them, and B, the kind of training you had to do to prepare yourself to actually perform those stunts.
I've been flying for decades. The P-51 of the film is mine. That's in my hangar. That's actually my airplane. And I've been thinking about how, when I would go to a country and I'd be signing, and it's beautiful because they bring the DVDs and the posters, and I love to meet people and sign the things that they have, and we talk about movies. And there was Top Gun, and they say, make another one. And there were things that I would then go home. Look, I don't know how to do it. But I'd go home and I'd think, well, if I did, what would I do? And I'm constantly thinking about stories and discussing stories. Chris McQuarrie and I spent many years talking about it back and forth, and Jerry Bruckheimer, obviously, he and I for decades have, and Tony Scott. And that was an element that, for me, I'd say it really has to be practical action. So you can see my movies from Fallout, from Top Gun, which was in my contract that I had to fly in the F-14. You had to film me in the F-14. And they didn't have the technology for that at that point, and Tony Scott had to really figure out how to do that, and they went through a minor amount of engineering. And then when I met with the Navy again and said, look, it has to be this way. But you can see my films, I was developing this aerial cinematic language. Even when I was flying, when I started flying, and I fly a lot of aerobatics, I fly helicopters and jets and parachutes, but I'm always thinking, how can I make this cinematic? Not just an image grab, do you know what I mean? There's a difference between a GoPro and someone shooting that kind of footage versus storytelling, cinematic storytelling. So these are things that, a lot of that technology, and I had to think how, not just prepare myself, it was prepare the other actors, because I wanted a greater breadth of film, and this young core of fighter pilots. So how do I prepare them? How do I teach them? So these things I was thinking about for many years, actually.
So how do you prepare them? You've got a young group of new fighter pilots, and the actors playing those roles, they are going to be in the thick of it. What do you say when you're signing them up for this movie, this journey?
Well, really, I sit down, just like we're sitting down with any production person. It's like, this is what I expect. This is what we're going to do. And I understand, I want to really lay it on exactly what it is. And if it's not for you, I understand, but this is what we're doing. And then they also had to be able to do it. So I built up an aerial program where I started them out in single-engine aircraft just to get the language, the lexicon of aerial world of pilots. Then I moved them into more extreme aerobatic aircraft with that could pull high Gs, and also get into close aerobatic maneuvers with other aircraft very close, because we're going to have jets right off of them and camera ships off of them. Then, because I wanted them to be very comfortable and be able to build up their G tolerance, but also feel like we're going to be pulling heavy, heavy Gs. And then I moved them into what's called an L-39 jet. So I moved them into a jet to prepare them for the F-18, because when we were shooting the F-18, the Navy worked us into their scheduled work training. And I knew that we would have a limited amount of time, and I wanted those actors very comfortable. And then I also had to then go through, and I shot certain sequences and showed them how I did it, showed them what I went through. Then we were also developing the camera system for it and the angles of where these cameras can go. Then I had to basically sit down with the actors and teach them about editing and understand why we were asking them to do certain things, to look in a particular direction for a particular amount of time, and educate them as to what kind of performance we needed in the aircraft. And also, when you have a helmet and goggles and a mask, what we need for performance. And so all of these things, and then I had to actually teach the pilots the jet pilots that were flying them about movies also, and about editing, because we have to match lighting, we have to match performance. So I spent a lot of time taking them through it, shooting my aerial stuff, tests as I'm going along, and showing them the things that worked and didn't work. And I'm also learning visually what's working and what's not working in our story. So I always had them there. And you have to understand, like, the briefings that we have before a flight, you have like a 2-hour briefing with the fighter pilots. Then you go for the flight, then you do a debrief, and we do a film debrief, and you're looking at the footage. So I always wanted the actors to know I make mistakes too, and I showed them my mistakes. And I also wanted them to look at it, and I go, you see why this worked, so that they understood it for themselves, so that when it came time to their flights, I put them in command, and they were running the room. They were in control.
I mean, so much work, but it is completely paid off.
Movies are work, Alex.
I mean,
you got to work. It's not all royal premieres.
It's worth it, though. It's worth it.
We got to do it.
Now, from all around the UK, we have fans watching virtually, and some of them have questions for you right now.
Hello, everyone. How are you?
First of all, we have a question coming to you all the way from Greater Manchester. This is Scott. Hello, Scott.
Hey, Scott. There's that bridge. I always want to fly a jet under that bridge, Scott.
I bet you could do that.
I would like to do it. I'm sure I could do it once.
So Scott's question for you is, how much fun, you touched on this already, but how much fun was it to be able to fly your own P-51 in the movie?
Scott, yeah, it was incredible. When I grew up, and I remember being 4 years old, Scott, and I used to have 2 pictures. I had a Spitfire and a P-51 on my wall, and I traveled a lot. And I used to create like all these dreams and fun stories about these airplanes, because I thought, I want to fly airplanes, I want to make movies. So to be able to one day, first of all, just be able to learn and train to fly that airplane, and then let alone have it in the movie, it's a piece of history. I feel responsible for sharing it with people, and I always give people rides, and so it was incredible. I loved it. It's a great airplane.
Awesome.
Thank you
Scott.
so much for your questions, Scott, in
Thank you,
Greater
Scott.
Manchester. We're going to head over now. Let's head to Worcestershire and Joanne. Hello, Joanne.
Hi, Joanne.
Hi Tom.
Hi, Joanne.
So, Joanne wants to know, do you have any of Maverick's characteristics?
You know, I think you're going to have to be the judge of that. You know, we have the same smile, I guess. We both love aviation. We both, you know, like to push the limits a little bit, you know. Enjoy having fun, care about others.
That's a great question, Joanne. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Joanne. Nice seeing you.
And finally, we are heading to Pembrokeshire and Liam. Liam in Pembrokeshire. Oh.
Yeah, how are you? Now,
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
very well. That shot is actually, we're lucky to get that shot. We went and found that afternoon, that location, with that shot right there, and those aircraft are real right behind me. And we were flying very low over the water that day. Very
Looks
low.
like it.
We were flying very low. It was pretty exciting. So what's your question? I'm sorry. I didn't
Sorry,
mean to-
Liam's question for you is, what was it like doing the stunts, which you've touched on already, but also your characters have call signs. What would your call sign be, Tom Cruise?
Oh, Maverick, right?
Yeah, I think so, mate. You
Like
got
Mav. I'll stick with Mav.
Yeah, if you came up
What's-
with another one, people
I
would be
know,
like, what are you
I don't
doing?
know. I can't think of another one. But what's amazing is that, you know, the film was very popular at the time, and what's incredible to me is how it grew over the years and the decades that I would be at premieres, and there I was with the fathers and the sons and the grandfathers and the sons and the grandsons. And I'm a pilot, and it's wonderful to be able to go fly everywhere, and they sometimes hear my voice, and you know, you're not allowed to just speak openly, you know, on the airwaves and that. So you go like, you know, take a runway, da da da, you know, hey Mav, have a good flight, you know. I'm about to fly by Mav, and so it's been a real privilege. And what would your call sign be?
Hurricane.
Hurricane. Oh, I like that. I like that. That's a good call sign. That's a great call sign.
Thank you.
Call sign Hurricane. That's very cool.
It is good, isn't it?
That is a really good one.
All right, Hurricane in Pembrokeshire. Thank
Hurricane.
you so much.
We'll see you later.
Oh, and the salute as well. Tom, it's fantastic to have you here in London for the premiere. Once again,
Alex, it's so great seeing you, man. And in person, again, we haven't seen each other for a couple of years. To
now.
have this moment, it's very special. To have the Royals come today,
Yeah.
it makes it, it's just,
I know.
What a celebration.
From a fantastic reception in Cannes, which I just saw.
That's amazing.
Unbelievable to
That's
hear in
exceptional.
London.
Privilege.
Tom, have a wonderful premiere. And
Alex.
once again, congratulations
Yeah,
on the
thank you.
film. Ladies and gentlemen, it is Mr. Tom Cruise.
Thank you. It's fun.
Stay calm for a little, breathe, take heart in me. Let's meet in the middle, breathe, many hands empower me. And I've been on my mind, breathe,
He's not only one of the producers on the film, but also one of the screenwriters. Please welcome Oscar winner Christopher McQuarrie. Ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to London's Leicester Square. I'm Alex Zane, and it's a big welcome from me to this, the Royal Film Performance and UK premiere of the most hotly anticipated movie of 2022. It's time to celebrate Top Gun Maverick! So the world's biggest movie star, Mr. Tom Cruise, returns to one of his most iconic roles for the follow-up to the biggest film of 1986. A big welcome to everyone here who's joined us, the thousands of people here in London's Leicester Square. Hello to you, and also hello to those of you who have just joined us live on TikTok. This is an immense premiere, and helping me out over the other side of the carpet, keeping up with all the online buzz, it's a big hello to the wonderful Tega Alexander. Hello, Tega.
Hello, Alex. I'm feeling great over here, man. It's just me, this awesome fighter jet, and millions of fans from around the world. Tom Cruise, as you already know, is in the building, meeting and greeting, working his magic, and it's incredible to see alongside the amazing cast and filmmakers behind Top Gun Maverick. And if that wasn't enough, tonight we will also be joined by their Royal Highnesses, the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge, William and Kate. I'll be catching up with all the stars throughout the evening, asking questions from you guys on TikTok, so get your questions in now. But first, guess who Alex caught up with just minutes ago? I'll give you a hint. He's the biggest movie star in the world. Got it?
Exactly what it is, and if it's not for you, I understand, but this is what we're doing. And then they also had to be able to do it. So I built up an aerial program where I started them out in single engine air premiere again.
It's lovely, isn't it? It's great to be here.
I know.
And you've come back
amazing.
in style, though. Look how big it is.
I know, everyone looks so lovely. It's wonderful. We got to have royal premieres every time. Everyone's going to dress up like this. You guys don't dress up like this for me.
So, Tom, let's talk. It's been over 30 years since the original Top Gun.
36, to be exact. 36 years.
How
37 years since we've made it.
And why is now the right time, the perfect time to put the sequel on cinema screens around the world?
Look, all I can say is that we made this for the big screen. Obviously, it took a lot for me to decide to do it, and I've thought about doing it, and everywhere I've traveled over 36 years and been fortunate enough to go to all over the world, and people have asked for this film, and I never wanted to disappoint the audience, and I felt like we finally had an opportunity to do something special for them, and that's why, and we had the right group of people making it, and so we just said, okay, if we're going to do it now.
And boy, have you done it! It's an incredible movie, absolutely incredible. But what was the thing you really had to get right? Because I'm sure there's been a sequel.
Yeah, all of it. Look, with every film, I always want to get it right. When you're making a sequel to something like this, you have to try to understand what it is in a manner that you're embracing what an audience wants. And I make many different kinds of films, and I had to sit everyone down and just say, you think you know what Top Gun is? I've spent 36 years thinking about this. And we all sat down to watch what is the movie. And I've talked to audiences and from people from all over the world. I would say, what is it that you like about it? And to really try to understand and try to bring that to the screen for them in a way that is also another chapter in Maverick's life, so that as an audience pulls Top Gun off of their shelf, DVD or however they're going to watch it, I wanted this next chapter to be that next step, that next progression.
And as you mentioned, obviously, that original film...
We had to have music.
I'm joined now by the brilliant producer and writer of Top Gun Maverick, Mr. Christopher McQuarrie. Christopher, how are you doing?
I'm fabulous, thank you.
It's good to have you here. Right, let's get straight into this. You've worked with Tom Cruise on a number of films at this stage. Yes. How different was the experience of working on this, bearing in mind, I guess, the legacy of the original?
That's the million-dollar question. You're dealing with not just a movie and not just a sequel. It's a cultural icon. It's 35 years old. People have been waiting for it for a long, long time. You have to hit a bullet with a bullet.
Yeah. I mean, we can cut to the chase. You have, so that's good. But also, when it comes to the pressures of finessing a story like this, what were the challenges that presented itself, bearing in mind people knew 1986 Maverick, and you've got to introduce them to a 2022 Maverick. What challenges are in that of developing that character?
The biggest challenge is not trying to match or compare yourself or compete with the first film. If you do that, you're dead. To live up to that movie and everything that it's become in people's minds, you'll end up chasing your own tail. So we really, very early on, went back, watched the original film as though we were watching it for the first time, and in 1986 and not present day, and had to look at it for what it was, not what it had become. And that gave us the freedom to make our own movie.
With action movies let's call them of another ilk, where practical effects aren't put front and center, there's an ability to sort of write those action sequences almost independent of the rest of the script. But with this, how closely did you have to work with for example, the director Joseph Kosinski on meshing the action and what you could do with the script?
That's for us. That's always a process of discovery. You're rather than coming up with the story and then trying to make the action fit it. We're finding out what the planes can do, what the cameras can do, what we can achieve, and then how to push that a little farther.
Are you freed up in having to write reactions from the new pilots, because they're probably delivering their own on the spot, very real reactions?
Well, that's the greatest, when you're writing a scene and say, is everyone wearing a mask in this scene? And then you just skip all the dialogue, 'cause you know you're going to be writing that later.
The reviews have just been universally glowing so far. First of all,
Scary, yeah.
How does that make you feel?
Terrified. I have to make other movies after this, so that's. I'd love a little ceiling. I'd love a little room.
But as we heard from Tom, and as everyone has talked about in this movie, there's been so much work put into delivering this thrilling cinematic ride. What was it like for you when you saw it on the big screen for the first time?
It was more about what it was like when I saw it with an audience. I mean, that's really who we make movies for. And the first time we tested the film in front of a crowd, was it going to work? Were they going to go along for the ride? And you knew about 10 minutes into the movie when you heard the first laugh, okay, this is working. We're going to be okay. If they laughed at that, they're going to enjoy the ride. And it was just, that was the thrill. And then to be sitting on the finished film for 2 years, knowing that, having heard Lady Gaga 2 years ago, and having seen, heard the score, and having seen the finished film, the finished edit with the sound design, I was just dying. Tom and I were usually making movies right up until the premiere, so sometimes we don't even see the finished film until the premiere. To be sitting on it for 2 years and just dying for an audience to see it, it's been a thrill.
Must be a real big release right now.
It really is.
And we have fans all around the country who are joining us live at the premiere. We have a question for you. Let's go to... hello, everyone. Christine.
Hello,
Christine, who is not too far away in Greater London. Hello, Christine.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
So Christine's question for you is, did you feel the pressure to create a sequel that would maintain the integrity of the original?
That is the number one job. It's not about beating it. It's not about equaling it. It's about making something that is a worthy successor to that movie.
Are you excited to see it, Christine?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
I cannot wait for you to see it.
Brilliant stuff. Thank you, Christine, and a big thank you to Christopher McQuarrie. Thanks for being here, and enjoy your premiere.
I really appreciate it. Great to see you again.
Great to see you.
Thank you.
Okay, guys, I am joined at the bottom of the red carpet with TikTok star Bash, the entertainer. Bash, how you feeling?
I'm feeling good, my bro.
You're looking good, looking good.
You.
Extra sharp, extra sharp.
Thank
Bash,
you.
are you a Top Gun fan?
Yes, I am actually.
A huge fan.
Huge fan.
How excited are you for this?
I'm actually really buzzing because I didn't know they're gonna make a remake.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I'm actually gassed for this.
Yeah, exactly.
The trailer looks sick.
Over 30 years in the making, it's going to be something, right?
I'm very excited.
Yeah. Okay, so what are you expecting from this film?
I'm expecting action, mad noises, guns, explosions,
everything. Okay. Well, you're gonna get all of that and more. Thank you, Bash. Have a lovely night.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much,
care.
man. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you, brother.
Cheers, man. Right?
Taking on the role of Bradley Rooster Bradshaw in Top Gun Maverick, please give a huge red carpet welcome to Miles Teller.
Keep your head above.
He's the man responsible for bringing this incredible film to the big screen. Please welcome to London's Leicester Square, director Joseph Kosinski.
The fire in your eyes. I saw the fire in your eyes. You tell me things you wanna try. I know the danger is the devil in disguise. You risk it all to feel alive. You're in the ring, something that's on the bus. You said you did this all the time. Tell me
Okay, I am back at the bottom of the red carpet, and this time I'm with another incredible TikTok star. I am with your boy, Moyo. How are you feeling?
I'm fine, thank you. Thank you very much for having me here.
I need that louder, I need that louder. How are you feeling? Where's the energy?
Listen, I'm fine, thank you. We're at Top Gun right now, baby.
Exactly,
you know what I mean?
exactly. How incredible is this premiere? How great is it to just be here and to just watch Tom do his thing on the red carpet?
Honestly, for him to be even in the same vicinity as me, I'm a bit shaky right now. I'm not going to lie to you.
Now, keep your composure, man. man. You got it.
But honestly, this red carpet's amazing. I've been to quite a few here, but never this big. They've got a whole fighter jet.
Yeah. We're jumping in that on the way home, so don't worry about it.
100%.
I got you. And tell me, what's one thing that you're looking forward to seeing in this film?
The acting. I'm really into the acting. I just want to see the different cast, and I get inspiration from them. So seeing someone, especially like Tom Cruise as well.
Yeah. It's serious. Well, listen, Moyo, thank you for your time, bro. Hope you enjoy it. Have a lovely night, and we'll catch you in there.
Keep smashing it, man.
Take care.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm now joined by the brilliant Miles Teller. Miles, how are you so far this evening?
I'm doing great. This is top notch. This feels pretty cool.
I'd love to tell you Leicester Square is always like this. This is pretty big even for us.
Yeah, well, it's only the best for Tom Cruise, and a movie that people have been waiting for a long time. So it's very exciting.
Yeah, there's an excitement in the air. Tell me about your experience with it. When you first heard they were making a Top Gun sequel and they were wanting you to become part of it, what was that like? How did you find out? How did you feel?
Well, I got lucky because our director, Joseph Kosinski, I had just worked with him on a film not that long beforehand. And so he told me that he went to Tom and showed him a picture of me and said, hey, I think that, this guy's could be, the one to kind of do this storyline playing Goose's kid. And then I went down, auditioned for Tom and Jerry Bruckheimer and everybody, and we did a chemistry test, and I guess the chemistry was all right, because I'm in the movie.
You're in the movie, man. That's the litmus test. No, you get nervous like you're standing in front of Tom Cruise and Jerry Bruckheimer, the biggest movie star and the biggest producers on the planet?
It was a pretty tense room, I think, but honestly, Tom, I mean, he really is just incredibly disarming, and he's somebody that, he loves filmmaking, and that's contagious, and so you don't really feel like there's a divide or a separation between Tom Cruise and yourself, even though resume-wise and everything is telling you that you should maybe not even be in the same room as this guy. Once you're doing the same work, and once you're a part of the team, that's how it feels.
Because your character, Rooster and Maverick, they have some highs and lows, some emotional stuff and some brilliant action sequences together. What was it like actually being on the ground in this movie, collaborating with him that closely?
Well, on the ground was nice. whenever we were up in the air, that was kind of a beast of a different burden. We had a lot of fun, and I think the storyline that develops with Rooster and Maverick is really wonderful. Just considering everything that happened with Goose and everything, there's a lot of stakes here in this movie.
So we covered on the ground. Let's touch a little more on up in the air. What was it like the first time you're in that plane, going that fast? I mean, is there anything that Tom said before that could prepare you for that?
I don't think so. I mean, he developed a pretty rigorous training program for us where we were flying almost every day for like 4 months before we ever started filming, and that certainly prepared us, I think, as much as we could be prepared. But once you get up in an F-18 fighter jet with the best pilots in the world, there's absolutely nothing that compares you to what you're about to experience. It's a lot.
Is it fun, or is it just clinging onto the sides that first time?
I think it's a healthy mixture of both. I think the first 30 minutes you're up in the air is pretty fun, as it were, but you're having to do so much while you're up there. I mean, technically, and the only person we could talk to was the pilot, so technically we had to be concerned about so many different things: the cameras, the lighting, the continuity of different things, eye lines, all of these elements that usually you have a lot of people kind of helping you figure out, making sure that it's correct. But once you get up there, you got to talk to the pilot.
Man, what a rush, though. What a rush. We have fans all around the UK who are joining us virtually for this premiere. Hello again, guys. Thanks for being here. I'm with Miles Teller, and I believe Janet in Cheshire has a question for Miles. Hello, Janet. Hello. Hi. So, Janet's question for you is, if you could go back in time to before making the movie, what would you tell yourself? Big question. If you could go back in time, is there any advice you could give?
Just stick with it. Everything's going to turn out great, because this movie took about a year to make, and then some for everybody in post. So it was a lot. And I think there were moments where I felt like I hit a roll, but I would just say, keep going, kid. Everything's going to work out.
Thank you for your question, Janet.
Thank you.
And Miles, thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of your premiere. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Miles Teller.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Playing by the book Admiral Bo, Cyclone Simpson, please welcome to London, Mr. John Hamm.
To the left, please, Vicky.
Please welcome to the Top Gun Maverick Leicester Square red carpet, producer David Ellison.
You need to have a word, because they're going to screw you. No, I guess.
I'm joined now by the man calling the shots behind the camera on Top Gun Maverick, the director of the film, the brilliant Mr. Joseph Kosinski. How are you this evening, sir?
I'm fantastic. This looks amazing. So happy to be here.
It's a huge event tonight for a huge movie. And let me start by saying congratulations. You must be thrilled with the response so far.
It's been great. You know, this is a movie we designed to be seen on the biggest screen possible with big movie sound and a packed auditorium, and we're finally at the point where we can show it to people.
I mean, Christopher McMurray was just saying the experience of watching it for the first time with an audience was amazing. What was that like for you?
Yeah, it was just a couple weeks ago. I was in Las Vegas, watched it with about 3,000 people for the first time, and yeah, it was everything you could have hoped. It was amazing.
Is that the biggest rush as a director, when you can see people responding in the way you intended when you were making it?
Oh, certainly. I was nervous as hell going in there, because you just never know. But, you know, to hear them laughing, to hear them cheering, it's everything we could have hoped for, and it's just great to see the stories connected.
So, to take you back, obviously you worked with Tom Cruise before, which was the last time we met. At what point in your collaborative relationship did you first start talking about a Top Gun sequel?
Well, Tom says we talked about it on Oblivion, and I think if you watch that movie, there's definitely some references. But this particular film started when Jerry Bruckheimer sent me an early version of the script. It's been 5 years now, 2017. And I read the script, and I had a couple thoughts, and presented them to Jerry. And Jerry liked him. He said, we got to go talk to Tom. So we flew to Paris, where Tom was shooting Mission Impossible. We got about a half hour of his time. And I, you know, had 30 minutes to kind of make my case for the film.
And well, it clearly went well.
It did. At the end of that meeting, he called the head of the studio and said, we're making another Top Gun movie. So that was pretty amazing to watch him greenlight the movie with a phone call.
Oh, that's so cool. And how
excited and nervous were you when you actually sort of went, right, how are we practically going to do this?
Well, listen, I knew with Tom, you know, the idea of getting in one of these jets was possible. It was going to be difficult. I couldn't have imagined that we have gotten all the cast in these jets. It was a 15-month process to design a camera system, 6 IMAX quality cameras in the cockpit with all the actors to capture everything you see in the film career. So that was a huge technical hurdle. Obviously, thousands of people working behind the camera with me to figure it out, and you know, you just can't fake what we got. I can't wait for people to see it.
Yeah, and I think when you watch it, you know that it's happening, and that is just, it takes it to the next level. And we have fans virtually watching our premiere from around the UK. I'll bring them up right now. And we have a question for you. Hello again, fans! On our virtual wall, this is Nicholas in Greater London. Hello, Nicholas! He's somewhere there. He's somewhere there. Well, I'll tell you what Nicholas's question is. It is, how long did it take to actually make this movie from start to finish?
It's been 5 years for me since I started from that first pitch for Tom to today. It's been 5 years. And obviously, 2 years of that was waiting for this pandemic to allow us to release it, but I'm glad we waited as hard as it was. Like I said, this is meant to be seen on the big screen. Theaters need to be open and thriving, and we're finally at that point where you know, we can go and see it the way it was meant to be seen.
And I can't echo that enough. The biggest screen possible. Joseph Kosinski, congratulations on the film, and enjoy the rest of your premiere, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Joseph Kosinski.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, I'm good. How are you? They didn't let me keep it. Oh, okay.
Hi, they just did David and
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm joined now by the excellent Mr. John Hamm. John, how are you this evening?
Very well, thank you. It's great to be here. What a night.
It is quite a night, and we were just talking. This is pretty big, isn't it?
Yeah, and I'm glad the weather cooperated. It's nice to have everybody out here. It feels good to be outside again without masks and all of those sorts of things. And it's a good reason to get out and do it.
It is a good reason, and also a great movie to celebrate this evening. When did you first hear that there was talk of this Top Gun sequel and they wanted you to become part of it?
Well, I think the first time I heard there might be a sequel was probably around 1987. But I don't think they wanted me to be a part of it when I was 16. I was able to graduate into being eligible for being a part of it. So I'm glad they waited around. The anticipation for this movie has been building, I think, since the late 80s. And especially given the events of the pandemic and what have you, it's only increased with having to wait after we finish making it. So we're glad that it's finally getting out onto movie screens and in the cinemas where it belongs.
Again, wonderful movie to see on the biggest screen possible. Your character's quite exciting. The relationship between Cyclone and Maverick there's a little bit of butting heads there. Can you tell us a little bit more about how Cyclone connects to Maverick?
Yeah, well, my character's job is to sort of enforce the rules, and when your name is Maverick, you're generally not going to be playing by the rules. So you're correct. There's a little friction in there, and that's kind of what drives some of the dramatic tension of last half of the film. It's a great role to be able to play, and I was happy to play it alongside a legend like Tom Cruise.
Well, I was going to say, I mean, like, he oversees so many different facets of the filmmaking experience. What was it like for you collaborating with him?
Tom's, obviously his record and his CV speaks for itself, but his enthusiasm, I think, is something people don't really understand, that how enthusiastic he is about not just making this movie, which clearly holds a very special place in his heart, but movies in general, and the proof is in the pudding. He puts everything he's got onto the screen, and that's something that the energy you want to be able to match.
And you mentioned, obviously, you were 16 when the first movie came out. What are your memories of that? Does it feel kind of special being in the sequel, albeit 36 years later?
I just remember seeing that movie and thinking that was the coolest movie that I had ever seen. I wanted to see it again immediately, and I was thrilled to be asked to be a part of what I think this generation is going to consider one of the coolest movies they've ever seen.
We have fans, John, watching around the country on our virtual wall. Hello again, fans! Donna in Nottinghamshire. Hello, Donna in Nottinghamshire. Hello, Donna!
Hi, Donna.
I'm here with Mr. John Hamm. So Donna's question for you is, if you could play any other part in the film, what would it have been and why?
Oh, that's a good question. If I could have played any other part in the movie, I'm kind of too old for any of the other parts of the movie, so I'd probably have to take Tom's, and then no one would come and see it. So, no, I'm very happy with the part I get to play, and I hope you enjoy the film.
Thank you for your question.
Thanks, Donna.
So, were you jealous, or did you actually get to go up in one of the planes?
No, I was. I think that my 51 years on the planet have enabled me to maintain some sort of wisdom that makes me keep my feet on the ground when the request is to move at Mach 2 and pulling 3 and 4 Gs. So I was very wisely passing on that experience. Had I been required to by the letter and the law of my contract, I certainly would have done it, but I'm very glad that I did not have to endure the 4.5 to 5 months training that the rest of the cast did.
John, lovely to have you here in London. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for the brilliant Mr. John Hamm!
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
She's an Oscar-winning film icon playing Penny Benjamin. Please give a warm Leicester Square welcome to the brilliant Jennifer Connelly!
Okay, guys, I'm Tage Alexander, and I'm at the bottom of the red carpet here with two more huge TikTok stars, Troop and Luke Vernon. How are you guys feeling tonight?
Amazing, amazing. So excited to be here.
Same here, man. I cannot wait to watch this. And are you guys huge Tom Cruise fans, Top Gun fans? Talk to me about it. Huge Tom Cruise fans. Like, Tom is there. Like, what you mean? I want to come out of this interview and run over there. Listen, I wouldn't hold it against you. I would not hold it against you. So tell me, what's one thing that you guys are excited to see in this film? Focus on, I know Tom is there. Hey, focus on me, eyes on me. Hey, keep it cool. Keep it cool. What is one thing that you're excited to see?
You know what? Here, the soundtrack, it's iconic, the soundtrack from the first one, so I'm really excited to hear what we've got coming for this one. Amazing.
Fighter jets, the motorcycles, any sort of action. I'm ready, man. I cannot wait. Amazing. Guys, thank you so much. Have a lovely time in there, and I'll catch you all tomorrow. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm joined now by the brilliant Jennifer Connelly. Jennifer, how are you? Yeah, really well. Are you excited to be here for the London premiere of Maverick? pretty big. It's pretty big. So, let me ask you a little bit about Penny Benjamin, because if I'm right, she's a character who gets a mention in the first film, but who we don't meet until this film. Is that right?
That's right, yeah.
Sorry, can we just clear the shot, please? Guys, excuse me, with your phones, can you please clear the shot?
I know off the bat that she and Maverick have a long history together. I thought that was a pretty fun.
Oh, that's a great shot.
I was going to say, tell us a little bit more about that relationship with Maverick and Penny Benjamin.
They clearly know each other really well. They've been moving in and out of each other's lives for, decades.
Excuse me, sorry, this is the filming area. Guys, excuse me, we're in the protocol here.
Sorry. I love the way Penny approaches that with a lot of
Maybe go back down and I would too. Yeah, get back quickly. Yeah. Everybody else is jumping in front of him. Because we can just pick up if you take them.
I was called actually by where I worked with before, he was called the Brave. I love working with him.
Oh, there's another one.
Guys, please, with your mobile.
Oh my God. Ran.
Really
are you having a great day?
I know.
It's not easy. Did you have memories of the original movie? Do you remember what
for sure. The flying was so impressive, and
just gets bigger all the time. He's a good boy.
I personally love the bar that Penny runs. It's called the Hard Deck.
Yeah, it's the bar that all the naval aviators go to. They built it actually for the movie. It wasn't there.
Sorry, we're going. Follow me.
And a lot of people that I started in San Diego. It's so good.
I need a security guard here.
I also like her as a very she built a great team,
because I don't know whether I want to you like the term or not. What's the functioning people in that bar?
You guys are so cute. I have to say, I love.
Brilliant. Brilliant. So, obviously, a lot of the cast were going, training months and months, going up in the FA2
Literally, it's just the way you guys were together.
Did you want to go up in one?
I was fine with my part, and that I didn't have to go up in but I didn't have to go through that rigorous training, which I really love.
Yeah, I really like your
cast members.
And then I'm like, and we have loads more happening around the rest of the carpet, so I'm going to let you go and enjoy the rest of the premiere. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, the wonderful Jennifer Connelly.
I know, it's crazy.
He's moved 10 feet.
It was like you were born from this era.
Returning to Top Gun after more than 3 decades as one of the most famous producers in film history, please give a huge London welcome to Jerry Bruckheimer. Ladies and gentlemen, he plays the very fun role of Hangman in the movie. It's the brilliant Glenn Powell!
I know, we saw Michael.
How are you? Oh man, yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Excited to be talking about this movie. And to go back to your beginning with this movie, tell me about how it began for you, because this is one of the movies, or not even the movie, that got you into acting.
Absolutely. This is very special because my dad is sitting right here. Introduced me to Top Gun when I was 10 years old. It was one of his favorite movies when he showed it to me for the first time. I could tell it was a movie that meant so much to him. And so to be here with my family tonight, this means the world. This feels very full circle.
I guess as well, Tom Cruise obviously being the lead in Top Gun, one of the genesis parts of your acting career.
Tom is my hero, and you rarely get to work with your heroes, much less become friends with them. And they usually don't end up being as great as you think they're going to be, and Tom is as great as you think he's going to be. And I'm so glad to celebrate this movie, which I feel like is the culmination of 40 years of movie starness from Tom.
Yeah, I'd agree. But you did play a little hard to get, didn't you? It wasn't a straight up yes at the very beginning.
Yes, I did. I originally auditioned for another role and wasn't sure I was going to do it.
Seriously, come on, you're blocking my shot.
Really wonderful. I'm really happy now that I've seen the movie that I didn't say no to this movie. It was a really big bummer to have seen the movie and what it became and to have not been in it.
That's what I mean. Like I said at the start,
guys, can you just move in a little bit?
It's fun for an actor.
It's very fun. It's very fun being that.
I like him a lot. And we have fans watching all around the UK, right? Yeah, hello guys, hello again. Your question comes from Sean in Wiltshire. Hello, Sean.
What's up, Sean?
So, Sean's question for you. What was it like when you first read the script? Your first reaction to reading the script?
The script was under lock and key. I remember reading the script, and there was a person watching me read the script. I couldn't have my cell phone, I couldn't have anybody in the room. They literally watched me read the script, so in addition to like crying while you're reading the script with how good it is, you're also like a little insecure because there's a person watching you weep over paper in a small office building in Burbank.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, wow. Thank you very much for your question, mate.
Nice to meet you, Sean.
Thank you. Cheers. Oh, Glenn, congratulations on the movie. It's a blast. You're a blast. And ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for Glenn Powell.
Thank you so much.
They're off the white lines, it's fine. It's just a chap in the end here, yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here with the legendary producer. There is Mr. Jerry Bruckheimer. Jerry, welcome again to London's Leicester Square. How are you?
Right here outside the cinema. In London, of course.
Obviously, Top Gun 1986 was your baby. Does it surprise you, impress you? What do you think it is about that film that has made it endure so much that we're here with this excitement about the sequel?
Tom Cruise. Let's start there. The storytelling. Tony Scott was a brilliant director. John Simpson was my partner. The writers that worked on it, John Scarron and Passionets. It's the culmination of all the things.
And when did the discussion start about the sequel? Was it back then, straight after that movie?
When the movie came out, everybody was surprised that it became the big hit that it became. And we started talking about a sequel, but all of us kind of went off and did our own films. Tom has built a phenomenal career, as you can see by all the things that he's done. And about 6 years ago, we started that seriously. And it wasn't until Joe Kosinski 5 years ago flew with me to Paris, where Tom was shooting Mission Impossible. And he had a story, and he pitched it, and he had a lookbook and a poster, and he said, Tom, if we do this, we're going to do it for real. You're going to fly in jets. Cass is going to fly in jets. Well, Tom loved to hear that because he's an avid aviator and he can fly just about any. So that got him very excited.
And for you as the producer, is that brilliant or is it a little bit scary when you hear we're going to do this with the world's biggest movie star for real?
Well, it's frightening, but not with Tom. Tom is very careful. Everything is rehearsed and done properly. We trained every actor for 3 months and flew them in 4 different jets so they could handle the G tolerance that it took to get into the F-18. It was very carefully done. And what you see on that screen for those actors in those planes, they're really in those planes. And when their faces come forward, they're feeling those G's. They're doing 7 G's. 1 G is your body weight. They're doing 7 times your body weight. So an elephant sitting on your chest.
It's incredible. I think that's what makes it such a thrilling movie to watch for the audience as well, because you really do feel like the experience that they're feeling from the safety of your cinema seat. And Jerry, we have fans watching on our virtual wall all around the country. We're going to Caroline and Angus. Caroline, hello.
Hi.
Hi. So, Caroline's question, Jerry, is why did Top Gun have such an appeal when it was first released?
Again, it comes down to storytelling, and we had a brilliant actor at the head of it, and an amazing director in Tony Scott, who created something that is visually powerful, and then we had so many terrific actors involved in it.
Thank you so much, Caroline.
Thanks, Caroline, for the question. Appreciate it.
And a big thank you to you, Mr. Jerry Bruckheimer, and I'm sure you're going to get this a lot, but congratulations on the film. Thank you so much.
Still going 75%.
I'll be nice. Yeah. Get in, take a shot, go. Yeah. That's what I love.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm joined now by Lewis Pullman, who plays a pilot with the call sign Bob.
That's right.
I mean, has it been fun working around that and people going, sorry, your call sign is Bob?
Yeah, it's hard to explain. I think you kind of got to watch the movie to get the full picture.
Yeah, but nevertheless, a thrilling part in a thrilling movie. Tell me about what it was like for you when you first heard they were making this movie and they wanted you for the film.
I was like, wait, me? I was like, oh no, you're talking about him? Tom Cruise? No, I was a little confused. They were like, are you scared of flying? And I was like, no, I fly commercially. Used to it. They were like, cool, well, you'll understand later what we really mean. And then I quickly realized that it was quite an intense endeavor. But we had Tom Cruise leading the ship, and there was no one better to take that task.
So was it one of those classic, you hear about this when actors audition and they go, just say you can do anything. So when they go, have you ever flown a Mach 9? You're like, yes, I have.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, no, I think, well, luckily, you know, Tom, we realized when we were all kind of starting from square one. And despite what our experience was with flying or how scared we were or, you know, comfortable we were, that he was going to be able to get us there in time so that we could get up there and actually look like we knew what we were doing.
And apart from what we've talked about, these incredible action sequences a lot tonight, but one of the things we haven't talked about is the real camaraderie and a little bit of friendly competitiveness between the young pilots. What was the atmosphere like on set between the lot of them?
Oh my God, it was like, we're all best friends now. We have a thread, a chat where we're texting each other 24/7. Monica Barbaro isn't here today, which is heartbreaking for me, but she's working because she's amazing. But she, you know, I play her weapons systems officer, so I had a really great relationship with her because she's actually in real life one of the best pilots of all of us. I mean, I think everyone here would agree that. But yeah, she never calm, cool, collected. So I looked up to her in a lot of senses, and I think that, you know, that's really reflected on camera.
And how were you when it actually got to being in the plane? Because apparently everyone throws up on the first time. It's unusual not to. But how were you? Was it fun? Was it scary? How would you describe it in actual words?
I'll tell you what. I was so petrified that I took it upon myself to go and skydive, because I'd never skydived. But we were flying in this Extra 300, which is like it's a single prop plane, real snub wingspan, and it could do all this, just like spin you around like a cat in a washing machine. And I was like, I don't want to do this. I'm not Tom Cruise. Nobody's Tom Cruise. And so then I was like, okay, I'm going to go secretly go skydiving, because if I can willingly walk out of a plane and fall to cause me my death, then I can sit in one strapped in with a seatbelt and feel safe. And I did that. That really helped me. Along with Tom Cruise, basically, we would do these like flight plans after each flight, and we would write like, I screwed up here, or I couldn't pull this many G's, I felt like I was starting to gray out here, and he would read those every day and give us personal advice every day, the busiest man alive. And so that was pretty. We wouldn't have been able to do that.
I mean, it's paid off though, because I think seeing you guys up there and knowing you're up there, it just doubles the pleasure you have seen this movie. Hey, Lewis, have a really great premiere. Lovely to speak to you.
Thank you so much.
Ladies and gentlemen, he's brilliant in the movie. It's Lewis Pullman.
That's a girl in school.
Yes, nice to meet you. We have a little bit of a hold up, but it won't be too long. So if you just want to stand here.
I'm joined now by one of the producers of Top Gun Maverick, David Ellison. David, good evening. How are you excited for tonight?
I'm incredibly excited. It's such a privilege to be here, and just this journey started 12 years ago for me, and so to finally be the place where we're able to release the movie.
Oh, Australia!
Has it been a challenging process, a fun process? How would you describe the journey that you've personally been on bringing Top Gun Maverick to the screen?
So, for me, I've been a pilot since I was 13 years old, and the original Top Gun was what made me want to become a pilot. So, to be able to work on this movie has just been the definition of dreams come true. And we signed our original production deal with Paramount back in 2010, and it was the first movie we said we wanted to make. And so, getting to work with Tom and Jerry and Joe and the entire cast of this movie has just been the definition of dreams come true.
And 12 years ago to now, and you've seen the movie in a packed cinema with an audience, which I'm sure you've done already. What is that feeling like, having worked on it so hard for so long?
It's remarkable. I mean, the way that this movie is being embraced, it's the kind of thing you hope for, and so it's the movie's not out until next week, and it's always up to the audience, but we're incredibly proud of it.
And is there any moment where you're like, we're going to do what with the world's biggest movie star? Do you get scared as a producer when he's like, I've got this idea, and you're like, what? That sounds crazy.
I've had the privilege of making 8 movies with Tom, and he sets a new bar every single time, and I'll never forget sitting on the set of based on the Burj Khalifa when Tom Cruise did the big stunt from Ghost Protocol. And I think when most people say that this is impossible, Tom just proves otherwise constantly.
He really does. He really does, yeah. It's amazing. It really has pushed the boundaries of cinema, this movie. Congratulations, David. Enjoy the rewards this evening.
Thank you so much.
Ladies and gentlemen, brilliant David Ellison.
Hi there, how are you?
Quick check.
How are you doing this evening, Tarzan? I'm feeling great. We're at the Royal Premiere in London. By
about to watch our movie with a crowd of people. That is exciting. It's exciting. How many times have you watched it with a crowd of people? Tell me about the first time.
So the first time I watched it ever, it was only like maybe 12 of us. Now I'm getting to see it, which was in San Diego. And the energy in the cinema was amazing. To feel people like crying and laughing, all as a crowd. I mean, after the pandemic, I mean, come on, we're doing something right, entertaining the masses.
This is a film that really, it feels like the right film to make sure cinema is still the go-to medium to watch this movie. Because it needs to be seen on the biggest screen ever, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. And when we were making the film, I mean, obviously there was a pandemic. This came out before the pandemic. But time is everything. That's what I say. And to have the time, which is right now, when we're battling with people staying at home trying to watch screen things, this is the perfect thing, like you said, to watch on the cinema, to bring people together and show people that blockbusters aren't dead, and where you need to watch it is with people.
Hey, and also, a blockbuster with Tom Cruise, what was it like working with him?
Oh, it's incredible. I mean, he became my friend, my mentor. It's a masterclass every day. He would tell us stories on set, after we were rapping stuff. We would sit there for hours just talking about everything. I've learned so much from him. I'm taking this on other projects that I'm working on.
Fantastic stuff. Fantastic stuff. Hey, Tarzan, we have fans watching around the UK virtually. Hello, the team. Hello. So, our question to you, Tarzan, comes from Zoe in Lincolnshire. Hello, Zoe.
Hey, Zoe.
So, Zoe's question is, if you weren't an actor, of your experience on Maverick, would you consider being a pilot for real?
I'm not Zoe. Let me tell you something. The stuff we did in this movie was extremely challenging. I have so much respect for anybody who's in the military because we lived with them for 10 months, doing what we did, and it was tough. Would I be a pilot? Yeah, I'll fly Delta or American, but to be in the military, I don't know.
Oh, great answer. Zoe, thank you for your question. That is a lovely dog running around behind you. I saw him there. Give him a stroke from me. Hey, Tarzan, enjoy the rest of your premiere. Congratulations on the movie. It's wonderful. Ladies and gentlemen, Tarzan Davis!
Thank you.
Yes, guys, I am Take Alexander, and I'm here back at the bottom of the red carpet, and I'm joined with the man himself, Rooster, Miles Teller. Miles, how are you feeling tonight?
I'm doing great, man. This is really, I was just telling you, there's something about this that just feels elevated. It does feel really special.
There's a certain energy, right? And it feels like everybody's just as excited to be here.
Yeah. And this is kind of the end of the tour for a lot of us, so it's a nice button to put on.
How have you found the tour? Has it been fun, exciting, exhausting? How are you finding it?
It's all those things, but when you're doing a press tour with Tom, there's really nothing that compares to it. So I'm just glad that I can kind of check that one off. Where I've been able to have a front seat to the Tom Cruise experience, man. It is wild. People love him as they should.
As they should. Well, Miles, listen, I won't keep you any longer. Thank you so much for your time. Go in there, have a great night, and we'll catch you up a little bit later on.
Thank you. Appreciate
it.
Ladies and gentlemen,
boys and girls,
and boys and girls as well. I'm joined now by the brilliant Jay Ellis, who plays possibly my favourite call sign in the movie, Payback.
Thank you.
How are you this evening?
I'm good, man. This is amazing.
It is big tonight.
London turned up, huh?
Oh yeah.
This is great. We took over Leicester Square. There's a jet over there.
There's a whole jet.
A whole jet.
A whole jet. Not just a bit of a jet. A whole jet. And looking very down. I was just admiring your suit. Looking very good this evening. So, tell us how you first came to be a part of this incredible movie experience.
You know what? One of my agents called me and said, hey, they're going to make a new Top Gun. And I was like, send it to me. Like, I would love to do it. I went over. I auditioned for Denise Channing, who cast the film, and Joe Kosinski, our fearless leader and director. I met Danny Ramirez, who plays Fanboy. Had a couple scenes with them. Next thing I know, a day later, I get called that Tom is going to watch my audition tape. And I was like, cool. That's the win. Tom's going to watch me act. I'm great. After that, like 2 days later, I got the call and I booked it. Or about 3 days later, I got the call and I booked it.
How did you react?
I was driving down the freeway in Los Angeles, so I had to pull over to the side of the road to be safe. I called my parents, told my parents about it. My mom started screaming. She's super excited. My dad is like, Top Gun, huh? That's cool, man. That's real cool. That's the Navy, right? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, well, all right. That's cool. That was it. That was the excitement.
Oh, brilliant. Hey, Jay, and we've got fans watching around the UK on our virtual fan wall. Daniel from Devon has a question for you. Daniel, hello.
Hey. Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Daniel's question for you, Jay, is what was the hardest and most challenging scene to film in Maverick?
Oh, Daniel, the third act. Oh, man, the third act. There's a bunch of us in the air together. There's something very dangerous happening while we're up there. But when we were filming it, we were up there by ourselves, individually filming. You basically had to place every single plane in the air and imagine where they were to be able to like create the entire scene for yourself. And the amount of G's that we had to pull over and over and over again shooting that scene was absolutely insane. My brain is probably a little smaller because of it, to be honest. That's not true. That's not true.
Oh, that is a great question, Daniel. Thank you so much. Thank you. Hey, Jay, lovely to speak to you. Please enjoy the rest of the premiere this evening. Ladies and gentlemen, the brilliant Jay Ellis. Let's head over to Tiger and the fighter jets.
Yes, guys, I'm back again at the bottom of the red carpet, and I am joined by Jennifer Connelly, who plays Penny Benjamin. Jennifer, how are you feeling tonight?
I'm great, thanks. How are you?
I'm incredible. I'm incredible. And being a newcomer to the Top Gun universe, how does it feel to watch these movies get rolled out in such an incredible manner and watching Tom do his magic on the red carpet?
Everything about this movie, the making of the movie, the release of the movie has been extraordinary. Like nothing I've ever seen. I've never seen anything like this before.
And why do you think this film has become such a huge blockbuster? Of course, it's been heavily awaited.
Well, hopefully it will become a huge blockbuster. So far, people seem to be really responding to it. I saw it at Cannes last night, which was an extraordinary response. People seem to have such a great time. And I saw it in San Diego at that premiere. And same thing. People just, it was like a celebration.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think we're ready for that. I think we're a little bit of a celebration.
I won't keep you any longer. Thank you so much for your time. We'll catch you later on. Thank you.
Guys, can we try and clear a little bit? Guys, come behind the white line at least, please.
I'm doing great. So everyone that's already in the seat, thank you so much. This is going to be wild. I'm buzzing. If this is looking around, this is great.
How many times have you seen it?
I've now seen it 5 times, and every time I tell myself, I promise myself that I'm going to observe everyone watching it to see like what moments like are really hitting. And then slowly and surely I start looking, and I end up just staring at the screen the entire time. So I've actually not seen people's responses. I've just felt it in the community.
Excuse me, please stay behind the white line.
You can't take your eyes off. You feel like you're in there, in those cockpits.
Joe, Tom, Chris, everyone that was a part of like making this, like, knew exactly where to pull you, where to take the audience, and as much as I want to look back and see somebody observe it, it just pulls me right to the screen, and it's brilliant.
So how did you first come to hear about it, and how did you come to hear about the role of fanboy and get involved in the project?
So it was an email. I got a good old-fashioned email that said, hey, there's going to be a sequel, and a part of that process was signing a waiver saying I wasn't afraid of flying. And I was. So I lied, and at that point I'm like, this movie's way too big to not give it a shot. And then auditioned, met Joe, then I was told that Tom's looking at my audition tapes, and I was like, what? And yeah, so the whole process just felt like larger than life, and then this thing that I couldn't believe was happening, and finally to get it was just special.
So sorry, you were afraid of flying, and then you did this movie?
You got caught on that first part. Yeah, sorry, I'm not going to bury the lead. I was afraid of flying, but I think part of the training that, or the entire thing of training, the academic portion really got that fear out of the way. Once I rationalized what creates lift, how a plane works, like what gets an aircraft to be able to sustain G's, that once that got out of the way, the fear just kind of like evaporated.
Amazing. So not only are you in the movie cured your fear of flying.
Cured my fear, and now I'm addicted to G's. So if anybody out there, take me up in the air. I'm always down.
Danny, we have fans watching on our fan wall around the UK.
Oh, wow. This is... okay,
yeah.
What's up? Everyone's on... Yo, what's up, y'all?
So,
this is nuts.
Jacqueline in Hampshire. Hello, Jacqueline.
Hey.
Hi, Danny.
What's up? How are you?
Good, thank you. How are you?
I'm buzzing right now. I don't know. This feels like a dream right now. The amount of lights.
So, Jacqueline's question for you, Danny, is what do you think makes Top Gun so special for fans?
Top Gun Maverick is so special. I think it's because it's a one-on-one movie that there's been no other film that has attempted to do these flight sequences and tell a story in the way that we're telling the story. So I think from the first day of filming this, we knew we were doing something special. And it's rare to know you're doing something iconic while it's happening. For the most part, you look back and you're like, I guess that was pretty special. But from the first day we stepped on set, we knew how important this legacy was and where to take it from there. And it makes the job easy when you have a leader like Tom and Joe and Jerry and everyone that is just able to guide us through this unbelievably special experience.
That was a great question, Jacqueline. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Great to meet you.
And Danny, thank you so much. Congrats on the movie. Ladies and gentlemen, the brilliant Danny Ramirez. Let's head over to you, Taker.
Yes, thank you, Alex. I'm joined by Christopher McQuarrie, the writer and producer of this incredible film. Christopher, we were just talking about how incredible it is to be able to see films with people huge just here and about. How does it feel for you?
That is why I do what I do. And that's why Tom and I work together. We're always thinking about the audience and creating a shared experience for people. So to see it with an audience and hear them reacting to it together, it's the best part of it.
It's quite special. And like you mentioned, you work with Tom multiple times now. Does it ever get old seeing him work with Maverick in your project?
No, actually, because I only have to sign autographs for about 30 seconds, whereas Tom takes it for 3 hours, so I don't see much of that.
The commitment is real.
It is very real, yes.
And the reviews of the film have been extremely positive. How does it make you feel that a lot of audiences are finally getting to experience it for themselves and really take it in?
It is a huge relief. And Tom and I are accustomed to finishing movies 5 days, 10 days before the premiere. To be sitting on a movie for 2 years, to be sitting on Lady Gaga's song for 3 years, and knowing that you have something that's special, and wanting people to see it, hear it, experience it, find out. It's been agony, so it's really exciting to unleash it.
To unleash it, that's a perfect word. Well, Christopher, it's been amazing talking to you. Thank you so much for your time, and we'll catch you in there.
Excellent.
Take care.
Enjoy it.
He's doing fans. He's in the middle. Sorry, excuse me. Can you just white line, please? Thank you.
Okay, guys, we've come to the end of this TikTok Live. This has been an incredible, incredible Royal film performance and UK premiere for Top Gun Maverick. Thank you guys for watching. We bid you goodbye.
Yeah, no,
I'm not on your way here, am I? No, mate. That's great, thanks.
Yeah, but we've got royalty.
The disposable, worried about the next job.
Your job is to put up with it.
Just knowing someone's out there to talk to is amazing. There's this myth that if you're scared, you'll work harder.
You often believe in the person you should be reporting to.
Discrimination, sexism, racism, it's right. You'll be blacklisted.
Are you gonna tell?
We need to stop feeling hopeless. You don't have to fight this alone.
Working around the clock, sacrificing for life. So many talented creators from having a picture and content is strategy.
We're the creative actors, and we've got a great face every day.
We all need to learn a whistle.
We need a complete reset.
To prioritise our well-being.
We need things to be better.
That's why I'm sitting there.
Play your part.
Together we can create change.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Sorry,
It's going well. I love that he's like on one knee.
I'll be somewhere under the stage. No, that's somebody else in the way.
No, just the Royal Road to Presser. They're just going to film from there. Yeah, so it was amazing. Thank you. It's so great to be around. Just the Royal Road to Presser will be coming up.
No worries. I'll make sure I'm not on the way.
Yeah, the Royal Road to Presser will be coming up here, so we'll film a little bit of the arrival.
Should say something about the Royal
She said the Royal Road Press are going to stand. I think from there, but maybe the long way round. So I don't think they're walking in crap tonight.
plain sight. That's how we film together, isn't it? First on the plate. Throwing them over again.
You're right.